what your setup digital classroom should have. I don't get into how to make it, and I don't go far into that, but what are 4 things that everybody should have in their classroom? These topics that I'm showing you today were also shown to admin on Monday, so we're all on the same page. Y'all all know pretty much the same info. All right, getting to CTLS. There are multiple ways for you to get to CTLS. In today's training, I'm going to force everybody to do the same thing the same way. Now I'm going to try to make, it just makes it easier, so when we look at screens, for example, in another part of this training, when we look at screens, I need everybody to be in one spot instead of this other one, so that when I say left or right, it's all in the same part of your screen. There are masks available in the back if you would like those. And in this training, I may not travel up and down through the desk or tables as much as I used to. So I will rely on some of your table mates or nearby table mates to help you show stuff. Because I promise you, someone in the area had figured out where to click if I went too fast. Y'all let me know if we're going too fast to get a little lost too. All right, so the easiest way to get to CTLS for teachers, there should be an icon on your desktop. And it says CTLS teacher. Mine looks different than yours because I have different icons, but everybody should somewhere have the CTLS teacher. And double click to open that up. If you or someone nearby you does not see CTLS teacher as an icon, my question is, are you a para? Because sometimes I think paras may not have that access. Or you can go to the app, this desktop that is called Software Center. To me, it looks like a big building with a CD-ROM attached next to it. The Software Center has the shortcut for CTLS parent. CTLS teacher. The other way to get to it, if you don't have that right now, is to go to Cobb County like you've been going. All right, so take a look at your table mates and see if they made it to CTLS.
Can you use that software thing on your old desktops?
You can try. I don't know how old your desktop is. Some of these old desktops from here are not going to have enough memory to do a lot of things. It should be ripped out of your hands shortly. Not kidding. No, old laptops. Old desktops. There might be some really old ones. I don't know their memory, but you can try it. It won't hurt to try. Okay. All right. So everybody's table mates are getting your NCTLS. I'm looking at faces and I see head nods. Okay. Mine looks different than y'all's, but that's okay. Now, CTLS parents. There are 2 locations for parents. We'll talk about that in a little bit. But for right now, I want to show you the one that is further down on the screen, and there's a reason why. So everybody scroll about halfway down their screen. Everybody go about halfway down their screen. For some of you, it might be a little bit further than halfway. And over on the right-hand side, district links. District links. Okay, district links. The first thing I want to show you before I take you to parent, though, is the very first district link. What's the first district link? All right, everybody click on Training Center. Everybody click on CTLS Training Center under district links. Everyone needs to use their resources. Okay, you've got to use your resources. On this page, I highly recommend staying right here and do not scroll down any further. Up at the top, you have to know what you're having trouble with. So if it's something about a test or an assessment, you would click on this top word that says CTLS Assess. We're about to go into parent, so we would click on parent if we want to see the resources. Now you might actually only see 3, depending on your Zoom on your screen, on your laptop. Where do you click to see more options that are up there?
Dot, dot, dot.
Perfect, everybody click on their dots. There are actually more up there than what we can actually see. CTLS Training Center. I use the Training Center as a trainer because I do not know all of the things all of the time. So I look at my resources. Sometimes I'll even go to like parents.
What about if you don't have the CTLS Access resources on the top?
Yeah, I don't have the 3 dots.
And mine says not following.
Not following. Not following means a SharePoint
You gotta
piece.
click that to make yourself following.
That's just a SharePoint thing. She doesn't have to click that part. It could be the
It
same.
doesn't say teach resources, parent resource, learn resource.
Go up to the top right right and check your Zoom on your screen. Are you at 90% or 100%? Dr. Stein, you go ahead.
Yeah, mine, I have everything but point of contact.
There it goes, reset.
Okay. I'm gonna click on parents. Everybody can click on parents right now because we're about to go into parents and we're gonna talk about some of the resources. This is where it's safe to scroll down to see resources. Notice on the top right, we have the enhancement request link. If you begin to see things, or here in today's training, I wish it did this, we need to put in the request. The district is listening. Thank you guys for helping out. The district does listen and pay attention to the resources. Now down at the bottom, it becomes to be in these little groups. Where sometimes even I don't know which block I should click sometimes. But at the top is a search feature. Like someone earlier asked me how to create groups and messages. So I typed in the word groups in order that I could search quicker instead of trying to figure out which box it might be found in. Okay? You need to use your resources.
Your contact is out of the
Okay? All right, now we're gonna head back to parent. Did it open a new tab for you up at the top and you still have a tab open that you can go back to CTLS? Okay, I want everybody to go back to the tab for CTLS. Everybody good? Okay, underneath district links, I want you to click on CTLS parents. You're going to actually see my version of parent. I'm actual parent. Some of you are getting a screen where you have to verify. How many are verifying right now? Anybody have a screen that you have to check your email address and phone numbers? You might need to verify.
It's up to policy.
What?
They send a code. Send a code to me.
Yeah, they'll send a code.
Send a code.
Okay, we've already done that. Perfect. All right, up in the top right-hand corner, you should see your name. Click on your name, and then click on My Accounts. Top right corner, your name, and then My Accounts. Everybody good? Don't want to lose too many people? I know we're going super slow. That's okay. It's hard to navigate the whole room. Okay, under that, on the left-hand side, you can go to Edit Accounts, and you can upload a picture if you wanted to. You don't have to. And then you can also go to Notification Settings on the far left. This one is important whether you're a parent or a staff member or both. So click on that far left, Notification Settings. This is up to you. How often do you want to receive information, whether you're a staff member, a parent, or both? We were up on our name and then My Account, and we're on notification. You need to make the choice. Do you want emails to come at you? Do you want text messages? Do you want urgent smart alerts for the schools that you serve or that you have kids at, or for the whole district? Now's a good time to go ahead and click through those and set up your notification alerts. Like for me, I have the app off for one of my schools that I have two kids that are at different levels. You get notifications also for here at South Cobb as a staff member. You get notifications as a district member. Give you just a moment.
What's digest?
Digest is how often you receive them.
You get a one.
Once a week, I think.
Compilation once a week.
Oh,
Right. So currently, these are actually mine. I have most of mine on instant. I did have it on weekly, but if it's time sensitive, digest does not work very well. Time sensitive stuff does not work well. All right, we good with notifications? That was under settings. Let's talk about posts. So back on this screen, you can go back. I think you have to hit home. Let's stop. Everybody find where that says new post. I think we have to go home. Does it make you forced to go back home to see new posts?
Yes.
It sure does. Okay. So in the middle of your screen, you should see new post. Now, we are not going to create one right now, but I do want everyone to click new post. So everyone click on new post. And let's take a look. New post is going to the whole class or classes. Okay? New post, that's for an entire group. There's lots of things that we can do on that new post. First of all, everybody click in the to section so that you can see what I'm talking about when I say whole class or classes. Mine looks different than yours, but you should see your rosters there. Can you select more than one at a time? Perfect.
Okay, wait a minute, I didn't get the new post.
Go to home,
I did go home.
and there's a red button kind of in the middle of your screen that says new post.
You're not on the right.
Home first in the top one. Okay, next up. Post as, we're good. Who should see this? Drop down menu. So everybody click on the drop down menu. What schools do that? Oh, it's not allowing you to. There it is. I did switch schools. All right, so if I'm sending something to first block, what do I need to do here? I need to choose first block and then unclick staff.
Does it send it to the whole staff?
Good question. It looks like it does. If it says staff and parents, it's going to send it to the whole staff.
Oh, okay.
And then the default, I have put in a request myself. Default should not be staff and
Or does it work like Synergy? If you do that in Synergy, it'll send it to only those staff members who has that student as a child, as a student in the class.
You got me. I don't know. I would uncheck it is all I would say. The people who should get it are the parents of the people in that block. Next up is subject. Make sure your subject line makes sense. Test this week. Horrible subject line. I might have multiple children at multiple schools. Test this week hasn't told me very much yet. It does come to the parent in tiny, like 6-point font that I can see who it is that sent it. It's always not very clear, so make sure your subject line makes sense. Scrolling down, this should look very familiar to you. The first few, very familiar from any kind of Word or Outlook. If you see an arrow or 3 dots, you should click on it because there is more there. So anytime you see 3 dots, you should click on it. There's more here. Drop down arrow, there's more there. Now there are some fun features towards the right-hand side. You don't have to use these. Emojis. Nope, I know, you don't have to use them. You can upload a picture, video, and then we have the plus sign. Everyone click on the plus. So we can include hyperlinks, make a table, and then these last two, specifically the third one from the left. So I'm under the plus sign, third one from the left, everybody click on that one. What do you see there? Third from the left. Templates. I want you to select one of them. Again, we're not gonna really send the message, so everybody relax. Pick one of the templates. Any one of the templates. Do you see how it kind of creates an outline for you? It's not that bad. Not that bad. Didn't know if you knew it was there. No, for those of you who just clicked on the template and you hate the template, the last icon is for that person. If you don't like any of the templates, you can actually create your own by using the last button. The last icon allows you to drop in and create your own layout. All right, those of you who hate those buttons that I just showed you, y'all hang out over here on the left-hand side. Everybody just bold, italics, bullet points. Yes, ma'am.
Once you click a template, how do you make it go away? They just delete the message?
I don't know.
Okay. It looks like it comes up with the
There's an
bars,
undo at the top.
or you can do undo.
Where's undo at the top?
You can just like circle.
Yeah.
Back. Thank you, audience. It's all new for me too. I'm still learning along with y'all. Some y'all are gonna be the experts at this as y'all send multiple messages out. Okay, we're gonna take a look at the far left-hand side. Far left-hand side, we've got some add-ons to a post. Remember, a post goes to the whole class, all those parents. So we've got calendar, we can attach files or photos. So I have a high school teacher teacher at another school down the road who sent out a welcome message to parents and attached the syllabus and some other document, I don't remember what the second one was. And then, this same teacher, high school teacher, English teacher down the road, just looked at it yesterday, did ask for items. Ask for items. What are ask for items?
Shopping list?
Like, do you ever see the wish list of like, oh, please bring in like tissues and pens or what? Yeah, that's what it's an ask for list. Normally, if you're a parent in Cobb County, if you've got little ones that have gone through elementary school, there's like glue sticks and pipe cleaners and Ziploc bags. There's all this weird stuff to ask you to bring in. That's what an ask for is. So this was an English teacher who asked for colored pens and a few other items. And she goes, all of a sudden, it looks like a Survey Monkey sign-up sheet. You can tell them how many you would like. And when the parent signs up, it shows their name. And it's clickable because the teacher was like, I didn't know who the person was. I clicked on it and it told me the student that went with the parent. And she goes, all of a sudden these pens arrived to class on Tuesday yesterday. She goes, it was really cool. I've never seen that before. But I'm like, well, they're trained from elementary school if you didn't know.
Manna from heaven.
Yeah. Request for volunteers, we're not going to talk about that. And then let's head over to the top. We're going to have to scroll up a little bit. The top right-hand side. Take a look at the top right-hand side. Earlier we talked about digest, meaning like a week probably at a time. You can override that. If it's an important message that you need to land at the parent or guardian's mailbox, you can override that. Now, don't hit post now. Do not hit post now. Can you please hit the arrow right next to post now? Arrow down. What else can you do that's really cool that you might like over there?
Schedule.
Yes! You can schedule a post to go out. Sundays at 5 are great. You could do it on Thursdays or Fridays before you leave. If you knew assessment was coming up and you want to give them a heads up, if you knew way in advance, you could get it scheduled way in advance.
I'm not doing my parents' way.
All right. We are not posting a message. Do you have any questions about how to do a message to the whole class or classes? All right. What's the other question you want to know? How do you what? Well, we just did whole class, so let's figure out how to do individuals, right? So how do we do an individual? Sorry, we already. Oh, let's back up. Once you make a post, you are the author of the post. You following? When you see it pop up in the middle part of that home screen, you know what I'm talking about? Middle part of the home screen, when it pops up there, in the bottom left-hand corner, a number will show up. If you've got one, an old one, you can do this. If you're the author of the post, if a number shows up in the bottom left-hand corner of that post, you click it, and you'll get analytics on it. It will tell you the names of the parents who have opened it, or if you got any bounce back, you get analytics on your post. Now that's also where they appreciate it, and that's a heart. Don't get your feelings hurt if they don't hit the love button. Okay?
My ego's fragile.
It's okay. Y'all are tough. Y'all are high school. Y'all are tough. Okay, we've already looked at some other. Oh, there was polls. So another one of the drop down for new posts, you could do a poll to the parents. Not sure if y'all are going to find that handy, but I'm sure some of you might. The other thing you can do is that sign up list that we talked about. This is where how many are going to bring stuff, and it actually shows open to field. Okay, next up, messages. We've already talked about how to do the whole class. Now you need individual or like a handful maybe. Okay, so back on your screen, we're done. We're not posting the message, so go back to the top left and hit home. And look down on the bottom left and click on messages. Bottom left, hit messages. Everybody click on new message. You should, if anybody has sent other messages, they should be popping up right now. I have not. Yes, some of it from last year should be populated. We'll talk about that in a minute. All right, I want you to click in the box that says recipients and see what happens when you click in the box that says recipients. What do you see when you click in the box that says recipients?
Oh, new message, that's what.
We're on, sorry, new message. New message? That's okay. What do y'all see when you click on new message? Do you see a list?
Yeah.
Do you see student name?
Yes.
And then the parents are over to the right. You should see a checkbox. So do you see how you can select a small group of students or just an individual from this screen? Okay. Click in the box that says message. Do you have the same features here that we did on the other screen?
No.
No, we don't. Wouldn't that be a great enhancement request? Messages. And then new message. So what can we do in a message here when it's an individual or a small group?
Personalize it.
You can personalize it. What can we do other than just type? Attach. That's currently all they have available for y'all. If you want more features, you're going to have to ask for them in that enhancement request. I've already put mine in.
So you can cut and paste from a Word document?
From a Word document, you should be able to.
I've done it. You sure can.
Up at this top, we have search post. If you have sent out several messages, you can search, and from what I've heard, what I've seen with admin, we can search for a name. So if you're trying to find all the emails from, if you're trying to find a topic, or you can search. So if you've got any messages that you want to try that search feature out, it's up here in this top, and we saw it in some other places too. That's all I can show you on messages. Yes, sir. Yes, ma'am.
Question, so when, as I go to schools here, when we have to send out failure notices, is there a way that we can send them to multiple parents without them seeing the other parent that's attached?
At this time, I don't see a blind copy on
Okay.
here. I have
It does?
swear, don't please share.
When you click multiple, you can send out this like a BCC.
Ah, see, I don't have that option because I don't have individual sync view. We got a good share over here. Will you share that for the good of the group, please?
So if you want to send out messages to individual, so like if you have failure notices, you don't want everyone to see who's on the list. When you click multiple students, it gives you the option to have a private message like a BCC, so you can send out failure notices to everyone. Have a BCC.
Good to know. I can't do that on my screen, so I wish I did, but I don't. I don't have 10 students. Okay, any questions on that piece?
Yeah, good question. So this goes to their email, right?
Yes, the one that the parent or guardian used when they enrolled their child into school.
And if they click reply, does it go to our email?
You'll get well, depending on how you set up your notifications, you can get a notification there, and you have to click on the link and it brings you back here. Or, when you're in new messages, you can search and see, and there's a reply on the right-hand side. You wanna show him that screen? I don't know what information was on the screen when you had it up there. Where it has the message up there, and there's an option to reply. That's over on the right-hand side of the message.
So their reply doesn't go to me, I just get a notification that they have replied, and then I have to go and look at it.
CTLS parent, yes.
Okay, got it.
So is there a plan to totally pull the plug on Synergy? This thing
Is
can't
there-
do the same thing.
Is there a what now?
A plan to
A
pull the plug.
plan to pull the plug on Synergy
And go straight in with this.
and go straight here.
Because it seems like they're doing some of the same things.
What about Outlook? Are we gonna get rid of Outlook?
Great questions. I have not heard about pulling a plug. Because I know some of them are talking to each other. CTLS is talking to Synergy to put our grades up there.
Right, but just a lot of.
Outlook is what is being used to run some of this. So I don't think they're, as of today, from what I know, I don't think they're pulling a plug on that. What I could hypothesize is that possibly the email feature in Synergy would go away at some point.
Okay.
They might, that's me hypothesizing, I hope everybody heard that, and it's on camera. In theory, they could turn that switch, so to say, off
Check.
in the programming of that, so it would force everybody to use.
Okay, I got it.
But as of today, that has not happened, I don't
So
think.
they'll leave it plugged up until you do CTLS.
I do not know what they will do. I'm gonna refer admin to further questions. Okay, let's take a look. We're still in this message part. I'm gonna hit home, so I'm still in CTLS parent. I'm gonna go to that home screen. Again, the feed was in the middle. If you are a parent and a staff member, in the top left, you've got switch schools, and you should be able to see your children. So y'all are seeing Everly and Bryson. I'm not gonna click on that, but if you happen to have multiple schools, you have the ability to switch schools to see their feed and that info. Now, as a mama, I'm also about to show you, actually, we're gonna go see Cheatham Hills info for just a moment. Now, this is me on the mama side. Okay, don't look at her number. As a mama, what do I now have the ability to do?
Go to their grade book.
I cannot go to the gradebook, I can go to CTLS Learn, and I can see the digital classrooms. My son is at another school, at a high school down the road, and I can see into the digital classrooms. Yes, I can. Can I click it? I said, yes, I can. No, that's not, this what wrong my personal stuff. My phone number and my address, my kids' ID numbers are up here. That's why I'm standing here. Not that y'all are gonna steal my stuff or come see me or call me or anything, but it looks like when y'all impersonate a student, that's what it looks like on the parent side.
It's awesome. I've been using
I know,
it
you just wanna
already.
see
It's
it.
amazing, especially when you have a high schooler at home who doesn't tell you anything.
So I can see, this is Everly at Cheatham Hills, so probably we're not gonna see too much. I can see her dashboard, and I now have to know, which I'm her mom, I know too, how to go to the classrooms. And so this is Everly's teachers, no judgment on them, y'all don't get to judge here. But I'm a mama looking at this, it's not me, the TTIS, this is hitting that learn button. All right, so I'm gonna go back out. So your guardians, parents of the students have that ability now. The email went out to parents Monday on the back channels of all social media. It was active Sunday night. So Sunday night, parents started checking it. Okay, so if you're starting to get messages about something of your classrooms, because they can see it.
I already have a kid who's currently at home with that.
Okay.
And the mom's like keeping up with everything, going in class, assignments, and everything. Having her do all the stuff and submit the stuff while at home. So
Working like
she's
it
using
should. There's one. Okay.
I've got a question that's kind of
Yes.
more parent side. So
Yeah.
I see that there is a calendar in CTLS parent.
Yeah.
Is there, if we update it on our end, do they see that updated calendar? I also wish my calendar on CTLS
We'll sync up.
would sync up, because I put classwork, when things are due for my kids.
Good questions. So I know on the drop down here, one of them, it's not on there. I don't know if it's at admin level. They can add calendar stuff here on this calendar, but on your CTLS side, all your assignments and that kind of stuff can be added to that calendar, and you can do individual stuff there on the CTLS classroom one. And your parents, if they go in impersonation, will see that.
So they have to impersonate to see, okay.
As far as I know. That's me even speaking for my mom myself. Okay, let's take a look up at the top left. You have verbiage that says admin. Let's go explore. We're back on CTLS parent. You should go on the top left and click on admin. Do that now and explore for a little bit. What do you see?
How many students we have?
Okay, keep scrolling. Tell me what you see. Are you learning about your classroom or the school?
The school.
Good, keep scrolling.
People need to start using the warehouse.
I didn't hear.
On here, oh, that's parent. Let me go look. While they're exploring. I can go. So that's the dashboard. So when a teacher puts in an assignment, you can put add a calendar. And it'll be on the calendar. I thought they were looking at this one here, this stuff.
Yeah, it's only for everybody else, I'm about to send some messages.
Okay, so you've got some admin rights to look at the overall school data on CTLS parents. Overall snapshot, yes. All right, that's all I have for that first little part about CTLS parent. Hopefully you feel like a tiny bit better, just a tiny bit, with do you know how to message the whole class or classes? Do you know how to go individual or small group of people? That's huge right there. All right, the rest of like digest and stuff, yes sir.
Is the expectation gonna be, because right now I use through Synergy to send a lot of those emails.
The expectation from Brian Stell, our superintendent, is we will use CTLS parent. Yes, good question.
Well, if they, I guess it's in Synergy.
Yeah, but they didn't send it before we had CTLS.
Yes, yes.
They don't want to go to DT.
Scroll up in it. Appreciated, they put a little love on the message. Appreciated messages. Mr. Perry said it wasn't a big deal to go. And that was on camera. Right, I'm gonna move on to our next part. Any questions before we move on just on the parent piece? Hopefully you're leaving more comfortable just a tiny bit with what's going on there. If you have more questions, let me or your admin team know. All right, last piece here is about the digital classroom, which is an expectation that we all have a digital classroom. So you may be a co-teacher and you would be added to that classroom also. I have the top 4 things that you should at least minimal expectation have here at the beginning of the school year in that digital classroom. Naming convention. What have you named your class? Because again, this is not just about you, it's not about just the students, it's also those parents who can come in and see. I highly recommend you tell them what block it is that you are seeing them. Block or period, whatever lingo we're using. This block schedule, so typically first block, second block. Tell them the name of the course. If you've got lots of acronyms, you know, if that's going to cause confusion for anyone, make sure you list those out. And then at the end, I would put maybe the spring or fall 22 for right now, spring 23. That helps you in the future if you copy any of your information so that you don't get confused. When did you have that class? Does that make sense? Right. Makes sense. Makes it easy for everybody. Upload your teacher picture. I'm going to show you how to do that. Upload your picture and your face. I know. There's a camera feature on your laptop right now. You can take a picture of right now what you look like today. How do you get to the camera on your computer? You type in the word camera in the search. And you click on the little button that says take picture, just like a phone, turn sideways, save as, put it somewhere that you'll remember where you put it, and you put it straight into CTLS. I highly recommend a face picture. I know some of y'all panic about that for some reason. Of course you would, Mr. Price.
He's not using it right now.
I highly recommend a picture of yourself because of the parents and guardians and other people who are committed to your class. Digital sessions and resources. Depending on how you're structuring the organization, I highly recommend sessions, either by units, daily, weekly. I highly recommend sessions. It creates a resource folder for you. It makes finding stuff and adding it from the resource library so much easier. And then I highly recommend you post on the class board. Now I'm about to highlight just a few of these features of how to, but I'm not going that far deep. So I'm going to go back where I currently was. The tabs that I still have open, remember, I didn't close any tabs. Do you still have the tab that takes you back to CTLS where your classroom was?
Yes.
So I have all the tabs still open. I'm just gonna go back to the tab where we scroll down half on the page. Now, I'm not gonna tell you how to create a classroom, so I'm just gonna assume that we have it, but we're gonna talk about it. What could be improved on the naming of my practice example?
I don't, I just publish it. I put it out there and I
Yeah,
publish
block, you didn't say whether it was fall.
it. So you don't
I
have to
said
go
fall
live.
2022
You
Algebra
don't
1.
have to go live.
I am
But if you
missing
don't have it, if you have a student,
the block.
you don't have anything to go on.
I do not have a picture. Okay, so let me go back. I clicked into the classroom, and this is what I'm looking at. So if you don't have a picture or you want to change your picture, this is what you need to do. Where it says instructor, there are 3 circles. Which one means edit?
Pencil.
Pencil. It looks like all it did was zoom, but it didn't. It really got it into edit mode. It doesn't say add picture. You just have to have magic knowledge. You have to click on the goose egg here. You're gonna click on the gray, no image, and then change profile pic, and it will pull somewhere from your computer. Okay.
Oh, I have to have it.
Now, you can also, it'll copy that profile picture to your other classrooms for you. That was a new feature, so you don't have to do it 3 more times. If you have a co-teacher, which I added a oh, no, wait, we're not done here. Email address needs to be updated. I will not speak to the second box below, or the next box under that. But the next one, I highly recommend you put how you do tutoring hours. When are you available? I highly recommend you add some notes on your instructor. So again, I'm inside of my classroom. I clicked on, there was a pencil icon here. I can edit information here.
Yeah, also, when I did it, I put my remind codes in there too.
Good information to always have on the screen. Now I have a co-teacher. If you happen to have a co-teacher and they want to be able to add sessions or resources, make sure they have rights to it. So I have this teacher here, who's my co-teacher. There's a lock button, and you have to unlock it or click it. And it should give me options for, I must have locked it back. Pencil. No, close. Anyway, you click on the pencil and then there's a drop down. There's read only. There is read and edit my content, read and edit all content. Okay, almost done. Almost done.
It took us 30 minutes to figure that out.
Let's take a look at Classboard. I just want to show you some features that you probably already know, and some of you didn't know there's little hidden features. Yes, sir.
Difference between announcements and Classboard.
Oh, this is a good one. You're gonna get the Emily version though. Okay, difference between announcements and Classboard. In the morning and in the afternoons, what happens here on campus? Announcements, right? The don't forgets, this is happening, that meeting. Announcements do the same thing on the student side. It's essentially like getting a notification on your phone that they can close out after they've read it. And then when they come into your classroom, it shows up as something they can read and then close out. So Classboard is more like a bulletin board or a dry erase board. It's up there forever for them to scroll through.
For example, I use my announcements, like I post my agenda and reminders every day, so that, and then I kind of leave it as up on the board, so when they walk in the classroom, they can see what they're doing that day, and then any reminders. I've got my welcome stuff and my welcome PowerPoint and syllabus stuff, that's on my Classboard.
Okay. So on this Classboard, I've got teachers who do weekly ones, and they literally list out Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, whatever. And most people hang out here. And remember, we talked about 3 dots and arrows. There's more. I want to draw your attention to, the video. Video is just insert a video, but if you hit this plus with the 3 dots, the circle within a circle will bring up a camera, and luckily I'm not seeing it over there. And this is where I highly recommend you do a welcome message in a video. really do. I highly recommend it, even though we are face to face. It's right here embedded. I did the 3 dots, the plus sign with the 3 dots. The circle within the circle is a record icon.
I'm sorry, is that class board or announcement?
I'm on class board. It actually exists over in announcements too.
Okay.
Hey, other things I want to show you on this fun toolbar for the plus. Stay with me on this last little bit. To me, it looks like there are 2 types of links here. One is horizontal and one is diagonal. Do y'all see those 2? Okay, the second one is a hyperlink. This first one, a little bit tricky. You ready? This first one doesn't appear to have much yet. Hold tight. There's a tiny little drop down arrow by the magnifying glass. And it is hyperlinking to other assignments, sessions, and discussions you have already created. So if I have a discussion post made, I can tell about it on Tuesday, we did a discussion. So it would pull up all of my options and it would add it into, there it is linked now on my class board. Again, in theory, I've got Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, and all the stuff listed out. Or if you have an assignment for a particular day, I don't have any assignments listed. I need a hard enter. Give me some space.
So the board is just showing them, hey, this is what we did yesterday, as they go into the discussion and posting discussion questions, they go in and they respond to the question.
You can use it however you want to.
I was gonna ask, can you reverse it?
You
Like,
could use it.
Do your daily thing on the announcements and class board for your syllabus and.
I wouldn't, because the student can close out that notification. It's like a pop-up on your phone on the lock screen.
Right, so it really should be, okay, got it.
So announcements are like in the morning. Or those need to be out there all the time for them to see and hear. Picture day on Thursday. Your syllabus might actually be so important that you need to pin the post. You can pin a post too. Good things to think about. I don't have there's not a written in concrete what's best. But I do want to show you that horizontal, how it can connect to other things you've created in your digital classroom. And I wanted you to show you that record feature. This one looks like a stack of papers. Takes you straight to the resource library. Right there. If you happen to find a video that you like, you can embed the video. So there's some big features that can be done here.
So the hyperlink, was that copied to all of your classes?
Hyperlink is just old school hyperlink.
Okay.
Just website stuff. I'm not quite sure why they didn't just put it all under one.
How are you copying your post to each class? You do it on one class, but you want to do it.
So you make it in one, and it should be a drop down up at the top.
Copy. Okay.
Well, you have to post it first and then you can copy.
Post it and then copy. You're right.
Yeah.
Sorry, I got cobwebs.
Remember to go in and edit and take a copy.
Yes.
I don't, because that's just too much. I didn't let it say.
Okay, I'm gonna come get yours. Any other big questions? Because this is just the basics of how to get started. I didn't go into the deep stuff. Where do we go for resources? CTLS Training Center. It was on the district shortcuts.
What was that form again to make suggestions?
Good question. Wrapping up. When we went to the CTLS Training Center, sometimes it's at the top of these pages. Like right now I was under parent. I know it's under assess, learn, and parent on the top left. And then sometimes if I just know I'm gonna have it all the time, I bookmark it. If you've got more questions, please email me, Emily Freeman, or you can reach out to your admin team and ask them the questions too, or they can fill them back to me. All right, you're free to go. I'm gonna take the questions here at the end for people who wanna ask individual stuff. Yes, let me get her first, then I'll come back. Yes, ma'am.
So, after the conference,
Yes.
they actually, is there any way I can get my classes in front? Because I see all the rest of them.
Then you sort by custom. Pencil icons on the left. Now drag and drop them in the order you want them in. Which one do you want first? So drag it all the way to the top. Why do they add you as a pencil?
I'm the department head, so when they're in the event that
Do you have rights to impersonate? Do you know? Oh, well, let's do this first and then I'll. So click on it, hold it, and then take it to the position of, you have to drop it halfway and then go. Drop it halfway, yeah, scroll. Well, that's not very user friendly. Especially with that many. So this is the way to reorganize them and then hit save. Hit save for just a second, or okay, I apologize. And let's see if you have rights to impersonate. Right, I know. Do you have, okay, you do not have ability to impersonate. That's what I was looking at. I was looking for, there's a feature up at the top where you can impersonate others and then you wouldn't have to be added. You don't have that. All right.
So in the event they're out, what we were told was to have all of their functions.
Yes.
And I see all of their stuff before I see mine.
Yep.
So is there anywhere that I can, cause I see.
Not that I'm aware of.
All of it.
Yes,
So
not
whatever
aware.
they do, I see.
Yep, that's correct. So that's why you might want to talk to admin about how this is not the best flow for you to be a co-teacher on all of the classes. I don't know if you've seen this. So as a department chair, if someone's out, so she is a co-teacher of every single class of all the teachers, which also means it interdisperses all of those students, their work, their assignments, and everything.
Is there a way to give a city on the other classes? I am see
You can impersonate. You can impersonate. She can't. She's a teacher.
So as a teacher, teachers can, there's other ways to be added to be able to, the purpose is somebody's out so they can be able to see, I can get in and do what needs to be done. We did that last year.
If somebody was out and admin would make her a co-teacher that day, and then she could see it, and then remove her as a co-teacher. Because right now, it's super good, she's not alone. Until they get it where they can separate it out, there's no way to separate it out. And y'all are not the only school that does it this way. Down the road with an M does the same thing.
How hard is it to add? How hard is it to add? And is it something that can be done?
To add a co-instructor, it's just a pencil icon and you type in their name and it's easy peasy. But it has to be somebody who has the ability to impersonate or the original instructor to add
Which
that
is why
co-instructor.
they all can share, which I don't have a problem. My only issue was like when I open it up, I see everybody,
She
see
sees,
everything.
oh yeah, it's not Shirley.
So
She sees every student from every code.
every student.
Every time they turn in an assignment, every time they get an assignment, she sees it all clustered together.
I mean, that's why they pay the big bucks.
So I don't have a solution for that, other than if somebody could add it.
Everything.
And my question was, because my classes are all, before she just showed me the grades, so my classes are at the end.
Put them like this, or way to put them to the front.
Yeah, so she just showed me how to do it and just drop and drag.
Okay, well, at least.
But I tried that and this is that couldn't do it. So you actually have to sort by, go to custom, here, and then go find the course.
I have the results here. If we go to the assessment, and I know that
This is
actually
And then I have to go find my course.
in the
But you can't, it don't scroll, so I don't drop it. Pick it up, drop it, pick it up.
Until it gets to the.
Until it gets to the top, in the order that I want. So.
You alright?
Yeah, man. I'm okay, I'm okay.
Yes.
It's just always something, man.
I'm like, really? But at least I'll see mine first, so I don't have to go all the way to the end.
So you're seeing other stuff,
It's busy.
61.
No. And you know as well as I do, sometimes you don't know how, because I need to make sure we hear what I ask you to do anyway.
just like, well, mainly the students, you're seeing all this.
And that's what I'm asking, anyway, I can sort of answer.
Because they're your kids who are seeing it. Yes, so
So those are
every
all
teacher roster is the
Yes.
All courses are should be.
Yes. So all of this.
Well, I mean, this is on the main page. Once you click on yours.
Once I get mine, all that stuff, yeah. but just coming
It
into
already
it.
was.
I see everybody
Yesterday,
I'm like,
I
whoa,
wasn't seeing any of
Well,
this.
that's the extra.
you know what, I'm not playing with you.
That's the extra monitoring piece too, cause,
Look,
I'm telling you.
Can you see it already?
Another one.
That's another one, yes. Oh, it's another one. But yeah, we're gonna, as we go, further along in our company, have, marketing chairs do more, some pop in, but just kind of check, make sure that, right, they see what they're doing, and make sure that, we're gonna look at all the stuff, see what everybody has their pages set up. If there's, we can see all the activity and like the URLs that are used on your pages, not that you search, but like say if you post, if you were to post something for, if it's in your class, if it's on your board discussion or your announcement, and that shows as something that students can click on, then that'll show as an activity, and then so you'll be tracked for using it. That's how they know the different sites are using. Like right now, we see the sites that shows like pretty much 80-some% are using all CTLS. There's some other ones, but they're not approved one. They're just Google. They're
So when we talked about like,
yeah.
and us having to load out, how are we getting, how we just uploading the hyperlink? I should be able to try to
That's what I'm looking, I'm like, well, roster.
And that would be what I would imagine, because that's how, they need to go into CTLS to your page, and if there's something else they need to go to, and that's where you'll put it in. They put that in the, not the announcement, but the board, because they put an announcement, cut off. That's the one that, so all of your. That, right, so it's not. So that'll be one of the URL probably that'll pop up. But it's.
Is your room good size? Yeah.
Now, the question is, has they announcement anything in the meetings about having enhancement to, or look at adding to it?
So you don't have a goal on it? You don't have a goal on it? With that, you don't have to pray.
Have you tried that yet? Okay, so that's what you need to do, yeah.
How does freshman
Plug it
support?
in there.
I know you got it. You got it. I'm sure.
You'll know when somebody doesn't have a student.
They try to tell me that they get it, but I'm not new to do
I would follow
that.
up, say, we've targeted, it has an open window.
Every night, and my synergy rosters are linked to me, Miss Brown checked it out. And I'm able to send a message through CTLS.
They have a separate,
So I don't know why I can't do it there. I just ordered that too.
Yep, that's all I need.
This is a framework. This is one of those like resources on the side.
I'm not seeing where
I have to
we're.
be able, to proctor a test
Yeah.
and monitor it in real time.
Part of me's like, we copy it, but then your data is not with everybody, and I don't, let me see if we can avoid that.
All right, thank you.
And you're too, yeah, it's pretty pleased.
Good seeing you, Miss Freeman, as always.
Good seeing you too, take care. Yes.
So how do you get that on there?
But yeah, you can annotate on it. Just like you would a worksheet.
They log
on
to their CTLS, and they see how many.
Yeah, just annotate, and so you can, I highly recommend using a different color, what looks like you've already got it set up to red, which is perfect. It's such a tiny little thing like that.
And then they're logging like a CTLS, and then they're
Yeah.
logging
Yeah.
unique, and then they're
Once
just.
they log in to the food on the student, they see.
They have to log in, and then they're doing the time, so we have loading for them.
But once they got there, it should have the directions, I guess, or instruction on how to go into it.
I was like, wow.
Just get it.
Okay, so back to,
You know,
so we should be able to write or drop a comment.
Traffic issues.
That's on.
Yeah, that's what I think so. Oh, no, they can, or was it already turned aside?
Well, I mean, like, that's like, it's still like, it's like, I'm getting check your
You're
email.
wondering.
You can check your email, student.
No.
So that's that kind of.
You got a call from me too.
Oh.
Inside.
Well,
I'll see you.
doesn't do me a lot of good,
I was gonna bring it.
you got my phone.
I was gonna bring it to you.
Oh.
We took it back to see if it was yours or not, but I said, no, please.
Of course I will. See, technology handicap. I got witnesses.
You got it.
Witnesses.
So like we do it as a whole class, and then now you're gonna independently do it.
I just know whatever you do as your annotation, you're supposed to
But
be floppy.
think about it for our students, and I have to
No.
see they're typing in, they don't know, maybe they're logging, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. For CTLS.
You have to hit the same here.
They're logging, they couldn't hear.
And then, or you can make notes over here that they can read, or you can make a video of it, like, you've got options here, but you can definitely annotate, just get that little floppy disk. And say, well, we haven't made any edits yet. Annotation, which you can, I think you can see everything on there.
Maybe that's a.
So right now, that little cursor is drop text box. Go back to that expander view, and there was some colored marker, comment boxes. But the key thing is to get back here and hit the save button. Mhm.
We're not, but Maury is saying that it works for us.
Such a tiny little like window. I would go back up to that 3 dots where we were.
But that Maury-
No, you said settings. You're the one who told me that. Full screen. I think that could work better here. I mean, you just can't control it being turned on. Crazy.
I should be able to go in, you can add that,
okay, and I.
add that in, this is one of the resources. And then we go.
It is.
So.
It is, just like,
So could we add the resource? This middle X, I don't know what that one does. But maybe that, let's try.
This is what.
Oh, it brought us this, which is the same button. I was afraid it was gonna shut something on there. Well, I
actually,
would
we did it
Like I know, I couldn't upload. And then we gotta get back to the screen again. What if we have menu visit? Click on here. Exit full screen. See, I'm learning from you. I was afraid it was just gonna close the whole thing and it'd been too much. So I apologize. Yes.
And you recommend a digital session rather than.
You can do either. Digital session or
Like, how many
resources.
is that in 2020?
They just-
Right now, I just been kind of using the
Resources.
assignment and.
They're not in here.
As a summit, it's fantastic too.
But the only with how they're.
You need
do
to-
a couple of.
I would test it out because if you put it in a session, you can copy it if you teach it again.
Yeah, at the benchmarks.
Which is.
But that's it.
But I need you to do what makes you comfortable right now, like this week at school. But if you're comfortable with trying to try something new, to go back to do a session could be a full unit, it could be a week, it could be every day. But I'm not pushing you. I'm not.
I have a question.
Yes, ma'am.
I'm happy to.
Okay. I was like, I would move, but
So.
thank you for waiting for me. I'm sorry.
Oh!
I got you. My thigh. Yes, ma'am.
So
Here, if I wanted to put this into
like when we go on here.
it says aside, so I've done this, but
What are we, what program are we looking at?
So
Discovery
they
Ed
can know
and
that,
Clever,
like, as much, we're using,
and it's rostered to your students already?
like, we're, as much, I mean, we're logging.
I don't
it
know.
is, I think it is.
Because we don't,
Because I would
we're
use-
not teaching Clever, we don't get trained on that, so I'm not sure. I don't know how the assignment is.
So on the administrative side, are you guys seeing?
So I've done this and
We have
I,
teachers in ALC,
So if you
we
hit
have
assign,
teachers
what
in
happens?
ALC, like, well, what is it called, grad point?
so I have done this where I've assigned
The only
it
thing
and
they
the
have
date,
is a
but
link
then I
in their
lost it, I don't know what happened to it.
that go, okay, and mentor is here.
That's why my question
Yeah.
is like, I don't wanna.
Yes.
we needed to
Well,
go
no,
there,
I went through
you know, we need to
resources,
pass
through
the-
CTLS,
Okay.
and it gave me this video.
As a resource?
As a resource.
So let's go back to your classroom, that's a, thank you for telling me the navigation.
But it stops there, you.
Like I
Right.
came here to
What the
resources
students are doing
and
and
went
they're
through digital.
practically.
Yeah, and that
You
part
went
is part of
through
like
your
teaching,
resource
so like,
library,
it's a
maybe?
sense like,
I
you
did,
know, your
I
class,
did.
what's going on.
Okay, do you happen to have a session related?
It's the same sense here, as long as we can go
Because if
right
you
now
have
and
some
see
sort of
that-
session,
That
and
makes
this
it
is so
more
much
easier
easier,
to
so
have
I'm
access
you
to
wanna
it.
work, and you can
Okay,
do it, like,
You
that's
have
what
your
I wanted
classroom
to
set
know,
up?
because, you know, you
What are
scroll
we
down
doing?
and then you just see it says assignments and like,
You mean like what we're doing this week?
Yes.
Uh,
So you type in something that
Yeah,
makes
but
sense
in
for.
the communication,
Is this
it's
what
like, that's
I think
something
it's
to
really
get them to
confusing?
shift their minds. For everybody, it's not the only way, I'm saying it's the only way right now, it may
Okay,
shift
love
into
it.
that.
We're not
As
gonna
time
worry
goes,
about using
things
this.
constantly changing, but, it's another way that we can see what's going on too.
Not gonna
So
worry about
we
this
can,
part.
you know, if there's any
Definitely.
concerns or whatever, you know, yes, we can see all of that information.
We have this,
I have it.
and on top of it, so when then we go into this.
Oh, she already uses it.
Because it created, she was using it last year. I'm gonna go back to lesson resources,
Have you heard from
I
her?
got one from them actually.
and there's resources over here.
Have you heard from her this year?
Which I know you already went through, the whole time. We're gonna talk about what she did more time. Do you remember how you found it?
It's Spanish, maybe Spanish nouns, maybe.
Today was day 7.
Because I have them under my folder.
We still gotta get right for that last day, just.
I know, but I wanna-
like
I wanna
Friday,
find it.
Friday
I mean, if you
morning,
wanna look at the name.
Friday morning, we just say you distracted.
Spanish nouns.
But it was a
Yeah,
video?
yeah, that's it.
That one was
Have
a video.
that in there.
It's very difficult to find.
Oh, no.
We could remote in and see, we could remote in and look at your classroom. See Big Brother.
Right, that's what you're talking about, so like,
Yeah.
we won't really see, they won't have to listen on that.
No, but we know
You can
what
post
you're
it
doing.
now.
For parents.
Was that not
Put an
it?
announcement in there, follow us on-
No.
Rep policy,
Just go look at it. What part wants to be that?
right there.
Because parents are really getting announcements from CTLS. We've been users, our parent facilities send out announcements all the time, so they're used to it. So when they see something from you, they're gonna be like, oh, okay.
Yeah, no.
Same thing. Yeah.
So,
So they. Perfect. I'm about to do a newsletter for my parents, students. Here's what's going on, I'll put out a video from me or something or whatever. Yeah. Make it easy for you.
So when I click on this, I hit add.
Click on the little plus.
Then it now is,
for this one?
now it's in the folder.
In the folder.
Poof, like that, now that I have a session.
Put your.
Oh, so I have to create a session. Do I have to create a session for each class?
You can copy it into.
Okay.
The other thing about. The stack of papers. And I think we can really all set out.
So if a parent emails me through email, respond back to them. Or per your.
So if I put those, if I put those, that folder,
Yeah, the per,
that digital
per
session,
email,
when I'm
and
done with it, I can
reflect
just get rid of
back
it,
what they said in the email.
right?
In the
Then it
CTLS.
stays, the folder stays.
I would still respond.
Anytime you
By
create,
email, it's easy for me.
anytime you create a session, a folder for resources already.
Then I would even send.
But when I'm done with those,
Here,
can I get rid of it? I don't want the kids to
say,
see it again?
I responded back to your email.
Why would you not want to see
Got it, kind of thing.
Because they use their laptops for
And
exams.
then they respond back, and that way, then they open up that.
We can
chat.
expire the session,
Here.
where you
Don't
change the date, or there's
respond
one
back,
that
because
says
it's
expire,
still
and
not
they
totally
do not have
connected.
access
If you
to
send a
it
message
at all.
here, you'll get a message, you'll get an alert to your email.
Because when they're
that you have
taking
a
their
message
exams on
missing.
their laptops.
But if you get
Yes.
an email, like someone sends you an email through Outlook, like it doesn't here, and if you don't respond to that Outlook, then it's gonna
There's no
be,
need for them.
okay, you never responded, you never responded to me, kind of thing, even if you responded to here. it's
So
like,
this
you
time I
responded,
went
didn't see
into
that Outlook,
class
but
four.
They don't connect,
Oh, yeah, I
and
can,
that's how it works.
and put it in class.
And you can embed it. And that's, I love that one. Still-
I've done it that way, I think that was so much easier. I just kind of put the link there, let them go.
So this one I did this little stack of paper.
You don't hear
But
from
that's
that.
like-
You know what's the income that IEP?
Yeah, that's good.
If that.
So you can save your little stuff and just.
So we'll delete it and then I'll go back and fix it.
So I'm gonna go back to my session. And we're gonna click on this.
All right, thank you.
Or we can expire it and nobody ever sees it, but.
Okay, let's expire it. And then I can come back to it and
You
review
can edit,
it.
you can delete it, you can.
Okay.
But the kids won't see it when it's expired.
Okay, that's good.
I don't think you-
That way, cause I can't have them doing that.
Agreed.
Answers while
I agree.
they're trying to test.
Yes, yes, yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
You know how, when they archive,
You
and
know,
they
you're
archive,
right.
where are all my classes? So when I go into, let's say I go here,
So your digital session.
and I search.
Go to the far left. So it's your. That's okay. And then browse
So when I browse
sessions in the
it,
middle.
but it doesn't show, see, I see everybody, it doesn't show all of mine from.
So you need to go get the whole classroom
Yeah.
first. So you need to go look at your,
I think it's a matter of where your position we are from.
That's what I was, that's, I thought it was.
that far left. Modules, it says,
But that's really good.
our eyes are both not working together. My eyes are terrible.
That's what I'm looking at for me, I'm like,
Me too, it drives my contacts out. I think I hold my eyes.
Because you have this, I don't
Okay, wait, I'm gonna do that, so y'all.
It's just.
Well, when you do that, it's
you know,
like, I'm not. I'm like, I know, we just did it last week. I did it all, 2 weeks ago, pre-planning. I told my boss last year retired, but I told my boss then, I was like, no, we need, the sessions we need to talk about.
You know, I was out last year, and I was like, what is it? Sort by? No, because that's what.
And that's how to archive it. I wanna do the opposite. I wanna.
Okay, so if I just do that,
Then that's, it's this
whole huge thing. Okay.
I know there's a how to archive on here. Stop it. It must be worded in such a way. I'm going fast, this is none of those. This is something
Because they
easy.
changed it, it was easy.
It was
It was
easy.
over, like when you click on the classroom and edit, you can unarchive or archive and unarchive.
I mean-
went away.
It's not bad. I don't even know what that means.
I mean,
The community is what you get thrown into, like somebody's house. Hey, what did you say? It is, digital classrooms.
So if you click on the one.
Going into it, I'm a student.
Jump in, huh?
Yeah. And.
There should be a section where you click
Yeah,
on.
that's what you see right there. No, not it. See, archive, but not.
But that archives it. We don't want to put that on the archive.
Right.
All right, give me a minute, let me look on my thing.
Okay.
Cause I know they told me a million times put my brain, that was 2 weeks